Hey yo, it's EJ.
Same.
He's back with another video.
Man, I say he's back with another video.
Today all we're gonna be talking about is what it means to be an underdog, in the sense that basically it was brought to my attention that a lot of people think that the odds are always stacked against them, that people in the world doesn't want to see them win. And I'm here to say and give my 2 cents and just unload my brain onto this mic and just tell y'all what it is or what I believe that it is. And the bottom line or the ultimate truth is
Being the underdog is not really true.
you're not ever really the underdog. You're not supposed to be the underdog. Being the underdog doesn't give you any brownie points. Being the underdog doesn't get you that girl. Being the underdog gets you nothing. Being the underdog, all that does is just make it more badass so that when you win, it's like you overcame the world. You know what I'm saying? It's about the narrative of being the underdog and overcoming the obstacles that's cool about being the underdog. But everything else that connotates being the underdog is trash. Like, you should never want to be the underdog.
Ask LeBron James.
Do you feel like you guys are underdogs? I mean, how do you look at it?
Huh? Underdog?
Well, right. But
Me?
I don't think so. But
Me either. I would never be an underdog. I would never be an underdog.
would you call yourself a favorite?
I think we have a great chance.
You know, he said, I will never be an underdog. Why is that? Because he's the best player in the league, especially at that time when he was playing Golden State, and arguably the GOAT, or the greatest of all time. As a result, he's never actually the underdog, even if his team is a lower seed, even if, you know, the team that he's playing against might be better on paper collectively. They have the best player on the court. So at the end of the day, because it's LeBron James, he's never really the underdog. Why am I saying this? Why am I bringing this up? To say that we're not all LeBron James, because we're not. You know, everybody's different in their own way. But the point is that just because you may have a certain stack of cards, you were dealt a certain hand in life, right? That doesn't give you the right to say that, oh, because I'm not supposed to win.
Because I'm the underdog, or, because this is so hard, this is going against me, this is that, this or that, it's the reason why I can't win.
Instead of looking at yourself and then realizing that you're the big dog, no, you want to play the victim and be the underdog and say that I wasn't the favorite. And as a result, it's okay for me not to win. But the reason why underdogs are heralded in history is
Because they actually won.
George Washington, before he was even the president of the U.S., before we were even, our own independent country, before the Declaration of Independence, he had to go against Great Britain. And we were outnumbered. We were outgunned. And yet he used, tactics and warfare and, all types of wool and all that stuff, right? And home field advantage and terrain and knowledge and all that stuff that goes into war, right? He used all of those methods and tactics in order to will his team to victory. And he did. And he became the president, and he started the U.S. Well, he didn't start the U.S. by himself, but case in point, he was a major contributing factor, right? And yet he was the underdog. But why do we praise him? Because he enabled America to become America. He enabled the United States to flourish, to be its own entity, versus, losing because, we wanted to rebel, but then we lost to Great Britain and now we're still under the subjugation or under the name of Britain to this day. But no, that's not what happened. That's not what history wrote. So the whole narrative of being the underdog, none of that stuff matters if you don't win. Let's bring it back to the modern world, right? Let's say that you are like 5'6" and you're a decent person. You're a decent looking person, right? And you go into a room, you go into a party, right? And you see like a whole bunch of baddies around, but you see a whole bunch of dudes that are just taller than you, that might have more, have more aesthetic to them, might have more money, might have more of a, more hype beast, more,
Expensive clothes and shoes, Balenciagas and all that stuff, right? Louis belts, Gucci, yeah, blah, 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 Prada.
You see all these other people and you're not up to that standard. You didn't dress that, you didn't come that hard, right? And yet, so you feel like you're the underdog. You feel like you're not the favorite in that scenario because all things are going against you. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that you're that short guy. Nobody cares that you're that unattractive dude. Nobody cares that, other people may or may not see you as attractive or whatever. Nobody cares about anything that you have going on. All they care about is themselves, right? As you should, because all you have in control of, only thing you can control is what you do, right? On a daily basis. You can't control how other people are going to react. You can't control this or that. You can't control how somebody will feel, right? But at the end of the day, nobody cares about your status. Nobody cares about who you are. You know, as a person, as your own narrative, nobody cares about your story. You know, at the end of the day, it's about, you know, winning. And when you step into the field, none of that status, none of that rank, none of that stars, none of that, you know, rating, none of that perception matters. You know, it's about you against your competition. And you being the underdog, you saying that I'm the underdog and stuff like that. All of that is cool, but it's not cool because you don't get any points for it. You don't get the growth for it. You don't get any success for saying that I'm the underdog. Matter of fact, they're just going to look over to the big dog, the person who's more favored than you, and see that he believes in himself, that he's not the underdog, and pick him instead. You know, underdog is a beta mentality. Underdog is something that's going to keep you trapped under the big dog. Instead of focusing on, you know, what's going against you, you should focus on how you're going to overcome it, how you're going to win. Because winning is the protocol. Winning is the only thing that matters. Just look at, you know, any section of life, any sect of life. You know, it could be the job. It could be, you know, competing for a specific person. It could be competing to do this or that or the third, right? It could be you against you. It could be you against, you know, nature itself. It could be you, you know, all the conflicts that you heard about in second grade, right? When you were in literature class, right? All of that comes into the fold. It's about winning. Life.
You know, every day when we wake up, we win because we get to see another day. Some people don't get to win. Some people don't wake up. You know, some people get taken out.
You know, that's just part of it, right?
Life's a game, but it's not fair. I break the rules, so I don't care. So I keep doing my own thing.
Yeah, that's that Rihanna line. But yeah, shout out to Rihanna, by the way. She's winning all the time. Anyways, yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap the video up here. I kind of said what I had to say. If you look at all the sports examples in the world, the greatest people of all time, right? The most historical figures, Alexander the Great, what did he do? He conquered, he won. King the Conqueror, he won. The Romans, they won. They beat the Greeks. The Greeks, you know, Pompey, you know, those people, they won. Alexander, I already said Alexander the Great. Hernan Cortez, he went down to the Aztecs. He won. George Washington, he won. Abe Lincoln in the North, they won. We don't talk about the losers. The losers got ravaged. The losers, they're the underdogs, they lost. All right. And the underdogs that won, they're heralded as champions, right? Look at like any like raw just sports example, right? We only talk about the underdogs that win. We don't talk about that 30-point underdog. We don't talk about you know, that team that wasn't favored, that just got destroyed, right? We remember them when we ridicule them for even participating because they got swept off the field. You know, that's how you should look at it. You should look at winning. Ignore all of the other narrative, you know, mentality of the underdog. Like, I know this kind of contradictory to a video that I just made like 2 months ago about, you know, the mindset of an underdog, but I was wrong. The truth is, I'm never really the underdog. You know, I'm just a dog in the fight. And I'm trying to win. And that's simple. We have a great chance. Like LeBron James said, you know, you have a great opportunity. So don't let a stigma of you're inferior to anybody else stop you from going out there and getting yours and getting that meal and eating. You know, eating in this world. You know, it's been EJ Insane. Stay tuned for the next video because I have a lot more, you know, kind of content like this coming.
Finna hop back on the camera soon too. And yeah, we finna run it up. So, yeah. Thank y'all for watching. And I'll see y'all in the next video.